Hi everyone, this is Moran from Crochet Objet Knitting. Welcome to a tutorial for the Chunky Benji Grandpa Slipover. I'm a left-handed crocheter and a right-handed knitter, but over the years I've been teaching mainly right-handed crocheters, so I hope this tutorial will be helpful for you as well. You will find links to the Chunky Benji and the Slipover patterns in the description box below, but if you come across this pattern or any of my patterns on websites that are not linked here, they are likely unauthorized or fake. I would really appreciate it if you avoid these and help support my original work. The yarn I used in this pattern is a fingering 4-ply sock wool, Regia 4-ply for the main color, and Joel by Lang as the contrast color. For this tutorial, I'm using a Weta by Filcolana and I'm using a 3mm crochet hook. In this tutorial, I will show you how I frame the front panel of the Slipover for Chunky Benji. I will share a few points that I think you might find helpful. I will also show you how I close it using the invisible join, and then at the end of the tutorial, we will weave in yarn ends together. So now I'm at the point where I'm ready to start framing the panels. I want to start framing the front panel. But first I want to take it out of the blocking mat. I usually prefer to block the panels before coming to the framing and the joining sections. So let's take it out of the blocking mat. And now we are ready to start framing. Okay, so now I'm ready to attach the new yarn and start framing the front panel. I want to attach the new yarn into the same stitch where this marker was placed. This is the marker that we placed on top of the first stitch on the last row of the second shoulder we made. So I want to remove this marker and insert my hook under the same stitch where it was placed, under both loops of the stitch. I want to place the contrast color on my hook and bring it back through the stitch and chain one, and my contrast color is attached. And next I want to make 2 single crochet stitches right into the same stitch, into the same point where I attached the yarn. And I'm a left-handed, so I will work right from this corner, right down along this side of the Slipover, and I will use the edging side stitches. If you are right-handed, you will work from this corner right along this side of the Slipover, but you will do the same things that I'm going to show you now. And basically, I'm going to frame and I'm going to make a single crochet stitches all the way along until I reach the bottom edging, which is the first foundation chain that we made on this front panel. And I want to show you how I insert my hook through the stitches, the edging stitches, and make my single crochet stitches. So basically, I don't want to insert my hook between 2 double crochet stitches, in the gap between 2 double crochet stitches, and make the single crochet. I want to make the single crochet stitches between the yarns that create the double crochet and the single crochet. And I want to make 2 single crochet stitches at the edge of each double crochet stitch and 1 single crochet stitch at the edge of a single crochet row. So this is now a double crochet row, and I want to insert my hook between the yarns that creates this double crochet row, and I want to also work over the yarn end, over this yarn tail, the short yarn end of the contrast color that I just added, I just attached. So I insert my hook, go back through the stitch and complete the single crochet, the first single crochet stitch in this side. And then I want to make another single crochet at the edge of this double crochet. So this is where I insert my hook. And you see I have 2 loops on my hook. And I'm not, with my hook, I'm not located between double crochet stitches, but in between the yarns that create this double crochet stitch leg. And then I want to complete this single crochet, and now I reach a single crochet row, and I want to insert my hook right here in this kind of like space. But I want to work over the yarn end, so I want to attach it into the work and go underneath the stitch and the yarn end and go back and complete the single crochet. And here I am again at the edge of a double crochet row, so I want to make 2 single crochet stitches into this leg of the double crochet stitch. And another single crochet row. And this is how I will go along this side. And we'll make the single crochet stitches through the edge stitches, 2 for the double crochet rows and 1 single crochet for each single crochet row. I hope this is clear. Maybe it's enough. We can leave now the yarn end behind and continue making the single crochet stitches right inside the edge of the stitches. This is again a double crochet row. One and 2 and a single crochet row, and yeah, I will continue working along this side until I reach the corner again and meet the bottom edge of the slipover. So now the first side of the slipover is framed and completed. I have single crochet stitches all the way along the first side of the slipover, and now I'm ready to turn and work the bottom edge of the slipover, which is actually the foundation chain where we just started. But first I want to insert my hook make sure I insert my hook right into the first stitch here. So I want to insert my hook right under the first double crochet stitch, this double crochet stitch, the last one on this row. I want to insert my hook right into the gap which is attached to the knot, the first knot we made on the foundation chain, and I am going to make 3 single crochet stitches here, and this will form a corner. And next I want to make a single crochet stitch into each and every stitch in the foundation chain. So actually it's under each of the double crochet stitches in the first row. And I want to make sure my stitches are not too tight here, so I want to make them a little bit loose. So 1, 2, 3, and this is the next one. And this is the next. And I have a few more stitches before I reach the next corner. And the last stitch, which will be the next corner, is actually the 3 turning chain stitches from the beginning of the first row. So I want to make sure I insert my hook into the first of these 3 chain stitches from the beginning of the first row. And I want to make 3 single crochet stitches And this forms the next corner, and now I'm ready to work the second side of the slipover, and I will work it exactly the same way I worked the first side. So 2 single crochet stitches to each double crochet row and 1 single crochet stitch to each of the single crochet rows. So now I completed making single crochet stitches all the way along the first side of the v-neck, and now I'm at the V peak, lower peak, what I call in the pattern the valley. And I want to make 2 single crochet stitches here in the valley. So one will be placed at the base of the stitch, the first stitch of the shoulder in this side, and one at the base of this first stitch at the first row of this shoulder. And here I have a marker, and the marker will help me to locate these 2 single crochet stitches. So the first one that I'm going to make is the one right before the marker, right here. So I want to insert my hook, make a single crochet, and then I want to remove this marker and make the single crochet into the place where I just took the marker out of. And this is the second stitch, the second single crochet stitch in the valley of the v-neck, and this is how it looks. Let me show it to you. Here I'm at the point where I reach the starting point again, and to finish up this front panel framing, I want to add 1 more single crochet into the same stitch, the first stitch where I just started from, to complete this corner. So I'm going to insert my hook right into the same stitch, first stitch, and make 1 more single crochet, and now I have 3 single crochet in this corner. And now I want to cut the yarn, leaving about 15 to 20 centimeters, pull the loop all the way up, and I want to close the framing of this front panel using the invisible join method. So I'm going to thread the yarn onto a tapestry needle, and this is how I do the invisible join. I want to skip the first stitch right next to me and insert my tapestry needle under both loops of the next stitch, just like so. Pull the yarn all the way up, and then I want to go back to the last stitch that I just made and insert my tapestry needle into the middle of this stitch. And I like to insert my tapestry needle also underneath the bar loop behind it. Pull the yarn all the way up. Yeah. And this is it. This is the invisible join. Now I can go ahead and weave in the yarn ends, and I'm ready to join, to frame the back panel and then to join the panels. So yeah, this is it. This is how I frame the front panel of the slipover for Chunky Benji. I hope you find it helpful. I will link the pattern down below in the description box for you. And yeah, this is it. Happy making, everyone.